Drytron and Heroes. Now this is a regional I can get behind. You guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more Oz content. Now this is a regional. Let me tell you, your top 8 for this, you had 2 Runick stun decks, ended up pretty much running the top end of this regional, which, yeah, I get it. It is Runick stun. I know we've got fatigue towards this deck, and I get the people want to see other things, but let's call it what it is at this point. At least it's not Snake Eyes. Actually, there's no Snake, well, there's only one Snake Eyes in the top, because it's not like Snake Eyes ended up winning this regional or anything. Like, the amount of diversity that you had present for this event, I think is so cool. Now, we did have a Tenpai as well. So, I mean, you had 2 Runick stun, a Tenpai, a Snake Eyes, your standard meta stuff. But then, for some reason, Drytron came out of the spotlight out here and kind of showcased us that this deck still can do things. And I know a lot of people have definitely discounted that deck. It is a very strong rogue pick. We also had Hero. Dark Law Turbo, anybody? I'm not gonna lie to you, that's pretty freaking awesome. We also had Branded, still kind of sticking around with the same, you know, technical stuff that we've been seeing with a lot of the meta. I'm not surprised to see Branded still holding on, but okay. And we also had Spright. I don't know what it is, but fairly recently, in the last couple of, I'd say last month, ever since the Icebreaker stuff touched down, you know, the little 2-card package being included in the Spright has kind of given this deck a new life, and it has definitely proved that players want to play Spright. They want to find ways to, you know, go through Gigantic and all of this stuff. And I mean, we've also seen the Fiendsmith package find its way into some of the builds. It's not going to be the case with this one, but, you know, you have that level of consistency being given across the board to these decks. So that's pretty interesting. But this is an amazing regional. I'm so happy to see this. Let's pass on over to those deck lists. Our first list that we have here is our winning Runick stun deck. And hi, we're back to playing the Tyrant's Tirade. I've not seen a lot of the TCG side over here messing around with this. This was definitely an original OCG tech that we saw doing some pretty massive laps in the very early stages. Organism has definitely proven itself to be an exceedingly broken card. Like, you see this card, you're probably going into a good position. All of the standard floodgates in the world here. We are playing the one-dimensional fissure. Alright, understandable. We are doing the one-card scanner. The soft loops with the runic tip are some of the stupidest you could ever actually have. Okay. I see we are also playing Spooky Dogwood for time. Yeah, this all looks pretty normal to me. You gotta love to see it. Runick stun innovations, you know, they're not the craziest, but when this deck actually goes, it is a scary force. Also, playing the Triple Desires. I know a lot of people want me to test this as a 3 of. I still hate the card. Alright. Oh, hey, we have differences here between our first and second. Imagine you played the Runick stun matchup in the finals for this event. Like last round in Swiss, you're like, oh, this is great. And the 2 Runick stun players. This build feels a little bit better for the mirror. I see we are doing the 2 Inspector border versus the Amanos. We are doing 2 Messenger piece over the Synchro Zone. I can understand the argument for either or. They're both extremely good when they need to be. We are doing the card scanner, that's actually good. And then, of course, full floodgates. Oh, we're actually playing an Upstart Goblin in here, too. That's actually really cheesy. But I guess if you needed to find room for a draw 1, just because you had the spot, you may as well, right? Instead of, you know, losing to the potential of drawing the Desires on Desires. Variably, this should not happen. But it is such an insane thing when Variance just takes hold of you and does its thing. You love to see it. Ooh, our Tenpai Dragon deck. Playing 1 Fadra, I still want to, every time I look at these lists, I'm like, oh man, I want to play 2. I don't want to lose on the possibility of having, you know, not enough. And it ends up being that way. Actually main decking the shifters here too. We've kind of reached the point with this deck that I think you have to be looking at the shifters to present you with that power to be able to do the thing. I know a lot of these builds have definitely pushed this to the side deck, but having this around, it's pretty good. Yeah, look, it's just a shifter OTK deck, guys. Nothing to see here. All right, just a standard day in the office. Still playing triple Phantasmi. This is interesting to me. Being able to sculpt your hand, get to those key resources, and be able to put that pressure on your opponent is pretty good. And also, hey, it's the Quackimera Drago. I love to see this card. This card is so good. Actually, side decking the nibs. It's basically the nibs and the shifters interchanged for this list. Okay. Woo, our Snake Eyes deck. You know, you spend $1,000 to be able to get 4th place with this, or to get top 4. That's... couldn't even beat the Runick Stun players. How dare you? I do see we are playing the One Black Goat Laughs to be able to dump it off the Beatrice. This is also the first time that I've seen somebody actually playing the M7 out here. I like the idea of the M7, but possibly after Beatrice goes away. I see we are also playing a Rise to Full Heights, some cheese along the way here. Since we are playing the triple crossouts, we may as well side the shifter. That way, you know, you can actually deploy it if you need be. This deck's #1 loss is to just not being able to start a graveyard for the turn, or you're just like, oh yeah, this is great. You love to see it, yeah. And that's why you have major issues out here. Doing the Necro Equip, everything that you want to see for this package. Yeah, 45 cards might not feel like the most normal thing in the world, but it gets the job done. All right, our branded player. We are packing in 60 in here with triple Dark Ruler No More and the triple Book of Eclipse. So this build is focusing on the board breaker side of things. You want to be able to kind of clean up a lot of the issues that your opponent might be throwing at you. I know, still doing the Gimmick Puppet Lock. Nothing's really changed on that side. I see that we are actually side decking a secondary Quem. This is actually kind of interesting. I've seen builds as of late that were trying out 2 Quems, but we're... okay. Sure, doing the 1 fusion duplication with the Brightest Blazing Branded King built into the main. I swear, the only time I ever really see this card come up is in side decks. It is good for what it is, but it's just one of those cards that you're like, we have other options kind of be throwing around at that point, and that's understandable. I love the 1 gold sarcophagus in here too, just so you know, we can do McCourier plays. Yeah, there's not your branded decks. Oh, I see. Okay. Ooh, we have our Drytron deck here. Now, since we are doing Dad in this, you got to remember you lost a lot of your able to branch off and do the other ritual plays. And, you know, that really sucks, because just being able to ritual summon out these, but, you know, you're just going to use the Ben 10s as additional searchers. What I do find interesting is they are sliding the Vanities ruler down here. To be honest with you, I like being able to step into the ruler. Having the walking, talking floodgate on the field is very, very stupid, but you have to remember, if you are deploying this, you are going to probably die to Imperm. That's the risk versus the return on the big floodgate monsters. But hey, you have access to it. Instead of cutting out of the main deck and having it not be a starter, I think that pretty much works out. Side deck all looks pretty good down here. You also do have the 1 Change of Heart here. Yeah, congratulations to actually seeing Drytron do its thing. This is amazing. Woo, we have Hero. The first thing I saw with this was I saw the Wing Karibo, level 6, actually finding a place in here, and I'm very happy to see this. Basically being able to add the nice little negate to the deck is pretty decent. We are doing Plasma in here. I feel like Plasma is still going to be the... oh, wait. D-Force is back. Yes! They're actually side decking the D-Force, which is really cool. I love D-Force as a card. It's just, in the current format, it's not all that good. You just end up in some really, really bad positions with things. And it's just so easy to kind of out the things that this deck can do some days. I also do see we are playing the Dark Angel in here as well. Hey, handing this over to your opponent in a spell-heavy deck pretty much just wins you a free matchup. All the hero stuff. We are doing a Baguska down here. I guess you just kind of make those really bad positions where you need to have the Baguska to kind of outgrind your opponent. Can't really stress that, but it does get the job done. And our last list out of this event is our Spright deck, and this is where you actually do get to see the 1 Mirror Mage with the freezing chains in here. This package has definitely been the most big thing that has kind of given this deck its new life. Being able to, I guess, just have the Ice Barrier package help out with the terms of consistency, it actually is pretty good. I also do see we are doing Protoss, we are doing the Archlord Christia down here. We're getting into some spicy territory here with the Nemesis flag and the Red Resonator for time. Okay. man, the innovations you can do with this are actually pretty spicy. But what do you guys think about this regional breakdown? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.